Okay, so we're going to be watching Doc D films. Um, for the first time, I am going to put a um cover my mouth because I don't want to. Okay, so I'm wearing a mask right now. This is not a mask. So let's start with the first video.
On a pair of giant metal penguin feet. Then he walked across the beach at night. By morning, confused locals found the footprints and believed that they were from a 15-foot penguin. Some people claimed they saw it, while news stories made headlines across the country. Now, the prints kept appearing for years, and scientists eventually studied them, with some insisting that they were real animal tracks. But decades later, the man confessed that it was a trick just to fool everyone. He strapped on a pair of giant metal penguin feet.
Wait, that's crazy. If I were to do that, the whole city would be mad at me. Like, I am not lying. The whole city would be mad at me. Like, I am not lying. The whole city. Okay, let's go on to the next video.
When it senses movement, a drone lifts off, and it follows a pre-recorded flight path through your house, taking a video of everything around it to check for intruders. So instead of security cameras in every room, one drone checks them all, then stops recording once it's done. But it does capture everything inside your home and stores that information online, which is why some people avoid it.
Hold on. Let me see.
Inside your home.
Pennsylvania. Why not it be Spire? Wait, is it? Yeah, it is Spire. It is Spire. Yeah, it is Spire.
Twist out the stem, then press the base of both thumbs deep into the small stem cavity. Then wrap your fingers tightly around the apple and squeeze hard with your fingers. Hold that pressure and roll your thumbs outward. This causes your fingers to compress the apple from the sides while your thumbs pry the top apart. As you increase pressure, a tiny crack forms in the stem pocket and the apple splits cleanly in half.
So I take the mask off. I am going to do that with my cousin, cause she don't know that I'm strong. She don't know what I'm capable of. I'm older than y'all, so I can easily beat her. Yeah, so.
If you slice a circle into 8 pieces and try putting them together to make a rectangle, the edges would be way too wavy. But if you sliced them smaller and smaller to infinity and slide the pieces together, it would become a true rectangle. Now, the height would line up perfectly from the edge of the circle to the center, matching the radius of r. Now, the circle's edge is 2 times pi times r. Half of that is pi times r. So now you have a rectangle with sides r and pi times r. Multiply them together and you get pi times r squared, which is the same area as the circle. If you slice a circle into 8 pieces and try putting them together to make a rectangle, as the axe...
I don't know pi to the earth. I don't know pi in math. So I don't even know what that means.
Sinks into the wood. Hidden metal wings catch the inside of the cut, forcing them to swing outward. As the axe keeps driving down, the wings press hard against both sides of the log, and that pressure pries the crack sideways, splitting the log open faster than normal. Then small springs pull the wings back inside the axe head, ready for the next swing. As the axe sinks into the wood, they wheeled their father into the hospital. His children followed behind, crying. You see, for years, the disease had been taking his mind. He barely recognized his own kids. Then, suddenly, he sat up in the hospital bed, looked around the room, and recognized everyone. His children rushed to his side. They hugged him, they talked, they even laughed together again. And for a moment, it felt like they had their father back. Now, scientists don't know what causes it, but this small burst of energy only comes when a patient is close to the end. It gives them a small window of time to reunite with their loved ones before they die soon after. They wheeled their father. If you pour oil down your sink, it flows into the sewer, and as it cools down, the fat molecules pack tightly together and cause it to harden. When it mixes with wet wipes and tampons, it creates giant rock-hard blockages that can back up your sink with sewage. Instead, put paper towels into an empty jar, then pour your fat on top. The paper will soak it up, and once it cools, it will turn hard, so you can just dump it in the trash. If you pour oil down your sink, it flows into the sewer, and as it...
What was that make sense? You just need to put paper in the garbage. You don't need to do all that. Just put paper in the garbage. What you need that for? What you need that for?
The monkey grabbed his camera and accidentally took a selfie. When the photographer posted it, the picture quickly went viral. But an animal rights group sued the photographer, claiming the monkey was the one who took the picture. So technically, the monkey should own the rights. The court ruled that animals can't own copyrights, but the group refused to back down. So the photographer donated part of the earnings to help protect the monkey's species, and the case was finally dismissed. The monkey grabbed his camera and accidentally took a selfie. When the photographer posted it, as it shot, the tank would literally hop around the battlefield, and the pilot would steer it with a joystick, using a powerful engine to blast.
I thought the tank was doing it out of controls, like it wasn't controlling anything. I thought a human didn't even control it. That's why.
To the pole up and down. 6 gunners would line each side, blasting enemies from every direction. But every hop would violently shake the crew. And if the ground was uneven, the pole would just sink into the dirt, tipping the whole thing over, meaning it was never actually made. As it shot, as the glove hit his face over and over, his father watched suspiciously. The damage on his son's face didn't look normal, so after the fight, he ran over and grabbed the winner's hand. The gloves felt too thin, like there was no padding inside. He held on to the boxer and yelled for the officials, and they discovered the padding had been taken out from little holes on each glove. But his son's vision was already permanently damaged, meaning he could never box again. The boxer and his trainer were sentenced to prison and banned from boxing. They eventually admitted that they did take out the padding and even hardened it with plaster, all just to hurt the opponent.
Wow.
As the glove...
Bro cheated on the thing. Bro cheated. Oh, bro.
The bees are locked inside, while air from a suspicious bag is blown past their faces. You see, these bees were trained by giving them sugar every time they smelled explosives. And over time, their brains learned to connect that smell with food. So, when they detect explosives in an air sample, they automatically stick out their tongues because they think they're getting food. Inside the detectors, cameras watch for that tiny movement, and software counts how many bees react, meaning if enough tongues appear at once, the system flags the bag as a bomb. The bees are locked inside. He filled a long tube with water in his front yard, and he added more tubes until his entire house was surrounded. Then floodwater began to rush into the neighborhood. Other homes were damaged, but at his house, the gallons of water in the tubes made them incredibly heavy, too heavy for the water to push through. The flood hit the barrier and flowed around it instead. When it finally ended, nearby homes were destroyed, but his house stood dry, saved by water holding back water.
Oh.
They sealed up the pizza and left it for several weeks. After that, the researchers checked to see if it was still good. Next, they topped the pizza with salami, which doesn't mold as fast as pepperoni, and they sprinkled it with extra salt and spices. Then they vacuum sealed it and placed it inside a rocket with the Pizza Hut logo. It flew hundreds of miles above Earth to the International Space Station, delivering the world's first space pizza. Place the coffee pod in, but don't start it. Fill it with water, set your mug underneath, and go to bed. Now, in the morning, it's almost like you have a butler making your life easier. When you get to work, back into the parking space. Put up your sunshade so the car stays cool, and grab any loose trash on your way out. After work, your life gets just a little bit easier because of your butler. And if you keep doing this, soon you'll be meal prepping for the week and saving money for trips with ease. All because you're pretending to be a butler for your future self. Place the coffee pod in, but don't start it.
Bro, that don't make no sense, babe. You just start it up yourself. You don't need a butler. You don't need no rich things. Just do it yourself. Do it the right way. Just do it yourself, bro. You don't need all that. Just do it yourself.
Remove the cards from the box and slit the bottom flap before flattening it, rolling it up, and stuffing it into the bottle. Use long tweezers to pop the box back open while reshaping it to look normal. Next, bend a playing card to fit through the bottleneck and into the card box. Keep repeating this until the entire deck is gone, and when you're done, you can show all of your friends the deck in the bottle. Remove the card. He captured the queen, but secretly kept it in his hand, and his opponent was so focused on the board that he didn't even notice. They continued playing the championship game, and eventually the other player's pawn reached the opposite side of the board, which meant he could upgrade it to a queen. But according to the tournament's rules, he needed the actual queen to replace it. And since he couldn't find it, he could only promote it with the rook, giving his enemy an unfair advantage. He captured the
real queen. Oh, man.
Turn one of the sticks over to cross the strings. Next, thread a stick under the strings so that each end rests on top of the other sticks. And do the same on the other side. Keep adding shorter and shorter sticks, building up the squares until you run out of space. Then add a row of small sticks to keep everything tight. And when you turn it over and add a rope handle, you'll have a homemade basket made out of sticks.
Wow. But guys, I have to go. Bye-bye.